they have a graph that looks like this, and a graph that looks like this. And they want to know which one is compounded continuously. Okay, so this one would be the one compounded continuously. It's going to grow faster, though it doesn't always seem it right away. Continuous compounding is your money becomes faster and faster and faster. Oh my gosh. Usually Macs don't give me this much of a hard time, but this one is breaking on me. 14. So it wants my keychain to all of the different things. So I have to keep typing in my password to. All right. So problem number 9. It said a shareholder who purchased 100 shares of Federal Signal Corporation stock for $14.38. So this is problem number 9. So they paid this. They had 100 shares. So 100 parts of this company. At the beginning of 1979. Holy cow, that's a while ago. And they reinvested the dividends. So they redid it. And then it got up to $50,620. Okay, so your $1,400 built up to this at the end of 93. Okay, so this is in 1993. So from 79 to 93, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. 14 years. Agree? What was the interest rate? So we want to figure out what this is. Okay, so this is basically just S is equal to P e to the RT. So we know that we went from 50,620. We started with 1438. E is the exponential. We don't know what R is, and then we have 14 years. Okay, so if I plug this in, I'm going to change this to an X so I can plug it in. It'll plug in nicely. Thanks, sir. Appreciate you. Okay, so Desmos will help us nicely on this, and this is a valuable tool that helps you rather than having to do like natural log and things like that of the equation. So let's find Desmos. Found it. Desmos. Do you think it's bad when the Macintosh screen looks like that?
Yeah, potentially, just a little.
Oh, and now in black. All right. Uh-oh. All right. What can we do here? Maybe that'll change things. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to have two different y graphs. I'm going to have y equals, and I'm going to have it, one be the 50620. 50620, which if I wanted to find this is going to be like way up here. So it's way up here, okay? So then the other equation, I'm setting the two equations equal to 0. So I get y is equal to 1438 e raised to the, what did we decide was 14 years?
Yeah, or 14.
Yeah.
Or X, I guess.
14 and then X. Okay. So now that we have that intersection, you don't want to just jump into that right away. Just kind of zoom in on it. So it looks like that stock earned 25.4% interest Dude, I will tell you this, friends. If you come across a stock that's paying you 25.4% interest, give me a call. Give me a call. I'll drop 100K. Do you know how quickly 25.4% doubles? You use rule of 72, it's less than 3 years. It's like 2.8 years, it doubles. That is some investment power, my friends. Holy cow. All right, so now my Amazon Music came on. Good. And the hard drive is spinning like crazy. Always a blessing. Always a blessing. All right, so does that kind of problem make sense, friends? You're just taking the two sides, set them both equal to y, and you're finding the intersection. The x component of the intersection is, in this case, what the interest would be. You could also use that to find the time. It would also find that as well. And then number 10 says that a nominal rate compounded quarterly would 20,000 have to be invested to the amount to get to $2,425.82 in 7 years. Okay, so we're just looking for the rate for this one. All right, so we want to know, when will 20,000 be equal to, oops, went the wrong way. We want to know, when would we get up to this? $20,000, and it's compounded quarterly. So this is one of the R over M raised to the MT, where M is how often it's compounded. So I'm going to take this.
Would it be just like x over 4?
Yeah, X over quarterly, right? It said?
Yeah.
So 4, and then 4 times 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can graph the 26, 4, 25, 82. So y equals 26, 4, 25. .82. And then my other one is going to be y equals 20,000. 1 plus, we have r. We don't know what r is, so that's going to be x divided by n, or x divided by 4, excuse me. Oops. And then we're going to raise that to the 4 times 7, so 28. So you have to come back out. And where the intersection, where'd my purple go? There's my purple. So let's zoom in on this purple, find the intersection. So, did I do that right? My equation right? I think I goofed up on my equation. Let's see. Let's make this a little bit easier. I gotta use the calculator. I think the numbers just got too big for Desmos. So I'm gonna divide each side by 20,000. So 26425. I think the numbers got too big, and Desmos is kind of getting silly on me. So when will this be at 1.321 equals 1 plus x over 4 raised to the 28th power? Okay, there's a couple things that we could do mathematically to this. We could actually take the 28th root of both sides and solve it. But let's just change and graph that right now. So 1.321. Come on. 1.321. And then I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. And we're going to zoom back in. It's having a hard time finding it. Let's zoom in a little bit further, 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 further. Okay. There's where my mistake was. So I want to make sure it's on the positive side. So if once I zoom in, I find this, as long as it's to the right side of 0, it's going to tell me. So that's basically 4% interest, 0.04, same thing as 4%. Okay. And then for number 11, it says, for her first birthday, Polly's grandparents invested $1,000 into an 18-year certificate for her that pays 8% compounded annually. How much would the certificate be worth on Polly's 19th birthday? So from birthday 1 to birthday 19 is 18 years. So we have 18 years that's taking place here. The initial investment was $1,000. And how much would it be worth? I think we can just do the math on this. Pays 8% compounded annually, so M equals 1. So we can go Y equals S equals P 1 plus R over M raised to the M times T. So all we have to do is this 1,000 1 plus rate of 8%. So 8% is 0.08 divided by 1 raised to the 1 times 18. So if you did that actually on the calculator, just go 1,000.
Why would you divide by 1 not 18? Wouldn't you do it by the same number of years?
No, M is how it's compounded yearly.
Oh, so
Yeah. Yeah. So technically you don't have to even have 0.08 over 1. You can just have 0.08. So 1.08 raised to the 18th power. So this kid now has $3,996.02 round to the nearest penny. That was a nice little gift. I don't know if any of your family give you something called savings bonds. My family was all into savings bonds, and I had savings bonds once I started teaching. Like, I have all of these. What are they worth? What I found out is not every bank will cash a savings bond. So I had to drive all around Las Vegas to find a bank that would cash savings bond.
oh,
And then I had to make an appointment for like a week after the fact to have my savings bonds done. But it came to about $26,000.
how much did they put in?
Well, there was some of them. There's two different types of savings bonds. There's ones that you pay a certain amount of money for, and then after a certain amount of years, it says that it's worth this much. And then there's some you put a certain amount of money in, and it just kind of still builds. But it was, I'm sitting there looking at the guy going, "Oh, cool." And he goes, "Do you want that in cash? Do you want me to deposit an account?" And I'm like, "Well, you're not even my bank." So I took a cashier's check and went and put it in my own bank.
So your own bank wouldn't do it?
Huh?
Your own bank wouldn't cash
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, is it just a safety, like, we're going to get robbed?
I don't know. I just thought it was the strangest thing. And I remember when I brought it up with my parents saying, "Hey, all those savings bonds, I cashed them in. Oh, did you get a lot of money?" It's like, yeah, but it's kind of a pain. I had to find different banks around the area that did it. No, it shouldn't have happened that way. I'm like, I'm telling you, that's what I deal with. Okay, it says a couple needs $15,000 for a down payment on a home. Must be a cheap home these days. If they invest $10,000 at 8% compounded quarterly, how long will it take it to grow to $15,000? Okay, so we're going to use this equation. So they want 15,000. They're going to put 10,000 away and just let it grow. 1 plus 8%, which is 0.08. Compounded quarterly, raised to the 4 times t. So we can go ahead and graph each side. You could reduce it or you can just graph it. So I'm going to go y equals 15,000. Oops. So let's just find that first. Zoom out on it until you get there. Okay, so it's up there. And then I'm going to go y equals 10,000. 1 plus the rate, which is 0.08, divided by 4. Oops. And then raise that to the x times 4, or 4x. There's a nice intersection. And let's zoom in on and make sure we get this right. All right, so if I click that, it looks like it's going to take them about 5.1 years to have the money to where it eventually builds. And then there's a house that 20 years ago is worth 160,000, increase in value by 4% each year because of inflation. What is it worth today? Okay, so that should be straightforward. So I'm just going to use S equals P raised to the RT. So they tell us that this house was worth 160,000. We have a rate of 0.04. And it was 20 years ago. So I just directly plug this into a calculator. So 100.
Why would you do e to the 0.04 times 20 rather than just
Using the other one where you have the M, it doesn't tell you it was compounded quarterly or anything like that. So I thought it was just continuous.
okay?
So 160,000 e to the 0.04 times 20. So this home now is worth $356,086.55. There's a nice little nest egg. So what do you do in that case? Sell the house, you move to a different state. If you already live in the cheapest state, you're kind of stuck there. You guys are lucky if you live in Colorado and you decide to move to the Midwest. I saw a 10-acre farm in Indiana with a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom house for $110,000.
What?
Yeah.
I was fully thinking, yeah, $1 million, good deal.
I mean, but I have to live in Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose a country has a population of 20 million, projects its growth rate at 2% for the next 10 years. What will the population be in 10 years? Okay, so this is going to grow the same way as everything else. You use S equals P, E to the RT. So you have 20 million. E raised to the 0.02 times 10. And so we can do that pretty quickly. 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. E to the 0.02 times 10. So this country that they're talking about, you go up to this many people. So 10 years, jump up 4 million. La-ti-da. All right, my friends, I said we have a quiz tomorrow, yes?
Okay.
So what I would like you to work on together is jump onto Schoology. Still with me on this adventure?
Yeah.
Find Business Calc. And this will go in as a quiz, but this will go on as a homework. So try this practice quiz, see if you can figure it out. There's 7 questions.
Do we get instant retakes again?
We'll see how you do. See how you do. Work together, figure it out. I got to take attendance at this point. Now that my computer stopped getting dorky. Dorky computer. Garcia's not here. Lisbeth not here. Xander not here. Emerson not back there. Good, good, good. Doesn't look like Ashley's here. Okay. Cool. Just so you know, there's already a dollar sign, so you do not need to put a dollar sign with the answer you get. Let's see if you can figure those out. And then we'll put this on my desk so I know to grade it. Finance. You are here. This one's the full amount. Just the. So what would be worth the fee? So like, what we got 3850 with the interest. Yes.
Okay, we can finish once we get through. Or check on. Hey, Sarah.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know if I want to ask you this question, but so if it's for 15 months, or just 15 over 12?
Yes. Good deal.
For this one, so I know the whole equation. I don't think so. I'll let you have the 10,000 rules.
So you don't know what R is? Okay, so first thing you're gonna do is that your equation, is that anything? No. Okay. So you have 10,000, right? And then what's the rest of your equation? How much is it? Yeah, 65.23. And in 6 months is not compounded. Okay, so 6 months, so 6 months is 0.5 every year. And then I don't know what X is. Okay, so what you can do is go to Zoom, go to Zoom Fit, and You can see the red going. Okay, so it should be work, so we can go second, graph and second calculate. We'll have the intersection, first curve, second curve, going, I guess, looks like, 6.4%.
Okay. Intersection.
So, yeah, you're finding the intersection, looking at the X value. So 6.4 is rounded.
Alright.
Cool. I haven't done the TI like that in a while. I can't believe I remembered it, but.
The first one for you, if you borrow $800 for 6 months, but I got, 854. Well, no, because it's simple interest. Not compounded. But it doesn't, if you're putting in $800 for 6 months, $21,000 out of it.
It's an unbelievable interest rate.
Yeah.
165% interest. Holy cow.
I did normal market.